Hello, welcome to the Pod Corner or the Let's Be Happy podcast with my co-host Rosamund Rabel.
Hello.
And today we are interviewing a great person who is an artist, and she is from Uruguay, and she is Fatima. Hello, Fatima.
Hello, Tafina. Hello, Rose.
Yes, this is going to be interesting because we are actually in three different countries. In Spain, Ross is in England, and Fatima is in Uruguay. So now we are going to give her space to introduce herself. And Fatima, if you are ready, do you want to say hello to the to people who are listening to us?
Well, hello. I'm Fatima. I'm from Uruguay. I'm an actress. Sometimes I'm trying to write stuff about theater, about script, movie scripts, and yeah, that is the kind of stuff that I do.
Fantastic. How did you get
Yes, come
into
on.
acting? Was it from a young age, or how did you find your art?
Okay. When I was a child, my dream was being an actress, but I was born with a classic family where you need to study some formal stuff. So I grew up in the countryside in a farmhouse. So for us, being an actress was like it's impossible. You are a dreamer. That's never going to happen. So when in my 18 years, I go to the city to study communication, and then I was really, really sad in my room, study communication, and really, really sad for my life. So was like, I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I just need to do something to make me happy. And I was in my 24. I was old, I guess, to start. And then I started to study acting, and my life changed forever. I never back to make stuff for another people. Or I'm trying all the time make things that make me happy all the time. And the acting is that for me. It's a life because I was really depressive. I'm not happy. I'm not. I am making nothing for me. And yes, I start to have friends and go out and smile, and yeah, my life changed forever, forever. And that is the moment that I start to be actress. And the way I start to do that was creating stuff too, because I start to school, and then at the same time with a team we start to write, play, and make the theater that we think is better or unless make us happy. So yes, it's not like music or singer or dancers or just theater, classic. And yeah.
I think what you are saying, it is really interesting because we know a lot of people who are trying to make it as artists. And I think that is the very first moment when you realize that you are boring, or it is not just boring, it is actually painful. You feel something that is burning you inside. And I think that is the sign, that you feel when you have to decide. It is like a plot point in our lives, and people who are probably listening to us right now can feel identified with that sensation. And I remember that, and it's really painful. So yeah, I feel it. I know what you mean. And so you said that moment, you felt the transformation, or the moment you decided to do it, or you decided to start studying arts, or yeah, for being an actress, transform you. and also your cycle. I mean, your friends and everything around you started to be different. What do you mean by that?
I think when I start to study acting, I start to be free with myself, and I feel like como que exploté, como que todo all my potential go out. And at the start was a disorder. It was like, oh, what am I going to do with it, with all I have? And then I have so much, and then my friends around, I start to meet people with the same passion, sharing the same passion and speaking the same stuff. It's no where having a life like bored, like speaking about neighbors, about you know, it's about theater, about people acting, about movie, about libretos, no sé cómo se dice en inglés.
Yeah, like scripts.
Sí, hasta scripts. I don't know. Sí, más de teatro. Reading and sharing, and I don't know. I guess I'm start to have energy. I was very low energy all the time, going to work and then going to study and then sad in the computer playing Candy Crush, and was that is the life. That is not the life. The life is another, and yeah. I guess it was that I start to put on the paper what I think is good, or is como que pude poner en papeles lo que yo sentía que era divertido, que me gustaba a mí. Nunca, and I never made stuff for other people. When I made theater, it's for me, to another people, but for me, and always coming from me. And I know I am working with another people, and it's a team, and we have to do acuerdos, consensus, llegar a acuerdos, but it's what we make it happy to us. And we don't care the money, we don't care if we are famous, so but we really make this for us, and that is the thing that make be together. So yeah,
absolutely it has to come from inside, and especially with our industries that we go into and are passionate about, and the writing, or if it's the theatre or the acting, you've got to have that love for it and that connection with it and that essence of it inside of you, because it's so hard. And you know, it's a real thing that it's got to support you and sustain you, you know, in very tough times. So yeah, I get that. With your writing, is that to help you find the roles that you want? Is the writing coming from you, a part of you, or is it sort of like what you'd like to see for others to play? How is the writing integrated into your acting art?
I guess it's a mix. You know, when I have some ideas, it's about what I'm going to do. That I am the actress who going to do this character and blah, blah. But for example, now I am writing about. I am working in a restaurant where I work every summer, and we are reading a movie about the restaurant and the story, and I'm not in the history. And I guess it's the first time where I'm not in the movie, because I prefer tell another stuff, another situation, about the people, about the relationship, about like a comedy, how everything happened in the same time in a restaurant. It's really crazy, and I'm not in the movie. And my team here tell me, oh, why you are not in the movie? Because I'm going to tell the movie. I'm going to write the movie. I'm going to direct the movie. But because my dream is to direct someday one movie. But it's like I'm going to tell the people this history. And this is the first time where I'm not a character. But the most time is yes, I imagine situation or I have situation, and then I start to go more and more and more. Yeah, I know you have a really weird situation and you start to change more and more and more, and then the situation is really crazy and you have a really good history. So yes, it's like we say autofiction, uh, self-fiction or something like I don't know how it's translated. Yeah, it's when you take your life and you change it. So many people say that that is a technique, and another people say it's like a comedy, musical and stuff. But for me, it's a technique you use to create it. You take your life and you change, and you use that. And yes, I guess it's when I have a situation, I just write. I have a lot of idea. I am all the time writing and send me message to myself and about characters who appears in my life. And yeah, I guess it's a good way to. Well, you are a writer, you know how feel when you.
when you absolutely feel free and you feel like you're flying, and yeah, it's like you're touching the sky sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Actually, I was traveling for a year, and I arrived to Uruguay a month ago, and I had a year with no theater, with nothing, and for me the theater is a lie. So I was like, "Ah," but writing was my way to find the theater, writing, writing and writing and writing. And then when I arrived here, and it's funny because not everyone is an actor or an actress, but when you tell someone, hey, I want a character about you making that, everyone say yes. I want to act in my own character, and everyone, people, I guess everyone is prepared to acting because everyone is like, oh yeah, are you going to act? Yeah, you're going to act, and I want this, and now I am working here and I'm writing this, and I'm happy, you know. It's I don't like my work. I don't like that moment in every day having this short moment when you can do what you want or what you like or what you make you happy. It's just vale la pena. No sé cómo se dice.
It worth it.
It works. Yeah.
A ver si entendí bien. So before leaving to Europe, you were just acting. You were more into acting and not to writing.
No, because the team I was working in two teams, they are different, and the system we work is writing and acting. Is we start with the research for 2 years. When we find the scenes and the characters and the history, we write together, and then some of them start to direct and the other just acting. And
Okay.
yeah, made the other stuff like customer no, vestuarios, no me acuerdo, stage and everything. Yeah, but I leave the both team, and when I back now was like, oh, I want to see what they do with all this, and they leave the play too. So I leave and they stop. It was strange. Yeah.
And how did you find traveling around Europe with art? I mean, because you have been separate from art. Is that what you said? If I didn't get it wrong, while you were traveling around Europe, you were not that in touch with art in that way, you know, in an active way. So you were more focused on writing, or you were trying to look away to stay or to be more connected with art at some point? Or how did you manage to remain connected with art? Or it was like a gap in your life in which you let everything go and you saw what happened then? Or
I guess everything happened in that year. It was because my idea was try to find something to act in, and I find the world is not like we think. You know, if you live here in Uruguay, you say yes. In Europe, you have many opportunities, and if you go to England, you have many opportunities too, and you arrive, and it's hard for everyone who may acting. It's not for people from Uruguay or Argentina. It's like it's for everyone to decide to make something. So everyone want to make act. So there are millions and million actors and actresses. So it's really hard. And yes, and I find that is not so easy to do. Actually, in England, it's impossible for my language, of course. But I try at the first time to do acting. Then I try to make a workshop, and then I just leave everything and was I going to receive what the universe has for me now, because I started with the trip to Europe, in England. How I going to live here? How I going to find how I going to eat? Was really crazy. And that moment was when I take the decision to say, okay, I'm going to have all this experience to my life, and I'm going to use someday in something that is going to happen for me. That experience is going to work for me in the future. I'm going to use the experience to write something. And actually, I have a lot of ideas, and I try to write a lot. I guess it was in May or June, I don't remember. I start to write and write and write, and was like, I have ideas. I have all the time, and yeah.
That's amazing. So, así que es como que se podría decir que el viaje te transformó para poder escribir. We could say that this journey, the traveling around Europe, transformed you in a way that you could use that material in the future for writing, for make stories. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So you have been transformed in a way, right?
Yes, and actually to trust more in myself.
Oh, that is really
trust
really
a lot,
important.
because I a few days ago I was in my work with my team, and I start to coach them acting classes to them. Okay, just relax, and then you're going to walk like with people with it's not. And I find, oh, I'm really good teaching theater. I'm really good.
I'm actually really good at this.
I can direct something, I guess, because everyone was like, oh yeah, and then what do you do now? Yeah, you have to walk, and then you see the people and say that, and they made that. It was like, oh, I need to direct something. I need to. It's something I want now. It's a project. So yes, I start to trust a lot of me, and yes, it's really nice. I mean, it's not easy. You know, the thing is when you're traveling, you have very bad moments, but then you keep the good stuff. And yeah.
Everything is material. I always say that when you are in a survival mood and that you are worried about where you are going to live, or what are you going to eat, or what are you going to do in the next weeks or months, you can't be sometimes able to focus on art because you are worried about you are in a survival way. So you can't afford thinking about art because you need to know where are you going to sleep, where are you going to get money from.
And I think that's really difficult for artists as well. I mean, obviously not having some security, but just like for me, I need to write to be happy, you know. It's like
of course
it's not a drug. It's like, but I know that I get really depressed or I get really down if I don't produce or create my art. And to have all those worries that you need to take care of before you really need to kind of produce and create, it's so hard for artists because you're balancing these two things, and you need both for your spirit and to, you know, and to make the art good. But yeah, it's so hard, especially, but it's good to find a base somewhere and be able to have some stability and then be able to produce the art. I feel better, but yeah.
Well, actually, when I been in London and I start to, I work a lot, and I find some theater team really underground, and I find you in theater, and sometimes it's not working. I mean, they don't have a lot of people trying to do the best and trying to be happy and in the same situation like me. And I'm coming from Uruguay, and always you have the idea that London, everyone is happy making theater and have a lot of opportunities. And now it's English people. It's not. It's English people having that situation the same like us there or here. So it's not good, but at the same time you feel relief. It's okay. Okay, that is what it is. And we have to find the way to be happy. We're trying to find stuff around, I don't know, trying to not think about the money, and you know.
Yeah, that is, as Ross said before, it is not only when we are traveling around because we are sharing this same experience at the moment. It is not just us trying to, I mean, being in a survival mood, but also people who is trying to make it on arts, and they or we have to work in something else to get money, because until you get there and start making money on your art, it is probably kind of hard, you know.
And many people just leave the dream because they are tired. It's like, oh, I'm so much years trying and trying and trying and trying, and then it was, why?
It is frustrating. It is frustrating.
Yes.
Is the community, is that supportive? All the artists, even in your country, do you feel that it's a good community, that you offer each other support? Because I know that obviously everybody goes through hard times, or they're not creative at that moment. As you said, it's quite a small theatre community
in Uruguay.
In Uruguay. Sorry, yeah.
Well, yeah, in Uruguay we are not many people. We are not many people, and there are many actors, a lot of actors, and there are people who live there, like teaching, acting, or in like the National Theatre, for people who work there. So but it's like, I don't know, the 2% or 3% from Uruguayan actors living of that, working in school, teaching actors or making workshop. But it's not we don't have many people going to the theater neither. So that is a big problem, because there are many plays in Montevideo, are a lot of plays and not people in the theater. So yes.
And you said that you've done a lot of work in theatre. But you're writing movie stuff and film stuff. Is that also like a huge passion that you want to move into as well? Or when you write, do you write all mainly for screenplays, or is it sort of like theatre plays? Because sometimes there can be as you know, like writing for different mediums, you do different things with your writing.
I guess I understand the question. The most time I write with my team theater, and I have a play which I never show no one because I am a little bit tímida. No sé cómo se dice. Still, I don't.
Shy about it.
Yes, and I don't feel comfortable. But the last year I put my first script in a short film. It was like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put this in a concurso.
Yes.
And it was my
contest.
first time. It was, yes, and I feel like, okay, I have to do that. And I showed to my script to my friend. I made this script to a short movie. Tell me what you think. And I guess it was 2 friends. It's not more than this. And now I'm going to start to say, okay, now because I'm trusting more in myself, was okay, I have all this, I'm going to do something with this. I don't know if it's going to work, but now I guess I don't care if the people like or not like.
Yes.
That is me.
Yes. Yes.
Now.
Completely. I think that is the key to keep going and to keep doing it for ourselves, you know, because it is our soul that is asking us for it. It is just for us because we need it. And I want to get back a little bit to the question that you made, Ross, before about the community, and linking it to when Fatima introduced herself, or we're talking about when she started studying arts or for an actress, and she found this community. I think that is really important because you start feeling more not that alone, you know, because you can start talking about this, about art, about feelings, and it is your language. It is this language that you want to talk, actually, and it is quite different from the people that surround you before. So I think it's really important to have a community that supports you, and not, yeah, just to be able to talk about it. That is a lot. So I think it's really important for artists in general to attend these places, are, as we always talk about, this poetry jam, also to go to the underground theaters and to do stuff, to read, to communicate, and to make community with people who is speaking the same language than us. I think it's really important. That is really, really important.
And yeah, and I guess also it's good when you, I don't know what is the word, cuando se desgasta algo, cuando algo se desgasta,
Sí. ¿Qué
¿cómo
más?
sería?
A ver si lo
Cuando algo,
puedo.
cuando un grupo se empieza como a desgastar, ya es como que the relationship is starting to be over. I don't know, the relationship is the relationship with the team, not with someone. I mean, with the team.
To fade, como when the relation, when the relations start to fade out.
Yeah, yes, exactly. And then you are ready to do the next step.
To move on.
Just yeah, move on. Yeah, and just do it, because sometimes like, oh,
Yes.
because I work is we are in Uruguay very sentimental, so it's like I can leave. I can leave this team because I start with them, and now they're going to be hungry with me, and and then was like, but this that is what I need. That I'm making this for me, and everything going to be fine. Nothing going to happen. They are going to be there always. But just say, okay, I'm going to leave now. I need to do this now, and that's it. And that was a problem for me for, I guess, 4 years, because I was really ready to move on and continue with another ideas, and I never leave. And before travel, I just leave the team, and I feel a little bit free. Was okay. Now I have the work for me. I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I am ready. I am ready to
I am
try.
ready for something else, for something different.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
So
Yeah.
what would be the future going forward? So you've mentioned potentially directing. Will you travel again in Europe, or are you settled in Uruguay and embedding into the theatre scene there?
I guess I'm ready to direct some cinema stuff now. That is what I want, and I am ready to have my own workshop. I think, but that depends where I get the money to make the play, the movie. But if I can do it, I'm going to do the play here, the movie here in Uruguay, because I have a good friend. They acting there really good and stuff. But I don't know if something happening in another country, I'm going to be there. So yeah, wherever, everywhere, I can do it everywhere.
That sounds so fantastic, and especially like pushing forward with what you want to do and the workshops and going into the movies and learning about the financing side of that as well to push them ahead. And I think that's one of the most empowering things about being a creative, is that sometimes you just want to focus on the art, but actually the second bit that empowers you is actually really driving it, even if it means going into the production side a bit more, because we need more. Well, there aren't that many women really driving those seats, or artists, producers, so much, to get our visions out there and your vision out there. Do you think that in Uruguay are there many women directors, producers out there?
I don't know producer, but directing, yeah. To my age, no, more all, but maybe around my age, yeah, they have very good potential. I guess sometimes having the work make you feel uncomfortable or not trusting yourself, and that is the reason why they never do. But I guess they have a lot of potential, yeah.
There is a festival going on, the HIF, right now in Jose Ignacio.
Yes, here. Yes, it's a huge festival now, yeah.
It's amazing. I've been the whole process, the very first edition, I remember. And I saw that there is a few, yeah, as you said before, a few Uruguayan movies on the scene.
Yes, actually, they give a lot of money for the next movies, and it's a really important festival here, and it's a really nice time to do because it's summertime. It's next to the beach, and yes, coming people from around the world. It's a really good festival, yes.
Yes, they're amazing. En términos para producir películas, ¿existe como una movida que den dinero en Uruguay, o no es tan común que el gobierno o que haya presupuesto para eso?
¿Te lo respondo en inglés o en español?
Yeah, sorry, I'm asking her if the artists are used to get some money from the government or Uruguay for grants, in order to make movies and encourage the artists to make movies and all that.
Yeah, we have a ICAO, and then another, I don't remember the name, but you have one time every year to put your script or your project. Could be a short film or a movie, and yes, it's a long process, and they give them the money for one or two films for every year, and not much money. It's like déjame sacar cuentas, como te dijera, $10,000, not much. It's nothing. It's nothing. So when the people put the movie here to get money, probably they are around the world trying to get money for another festivals, and Chiefs is one of them. Then you have San Sebastian and another festival where because it's impossible with 10,000 mega movie, it's possible. So yeah.
Not even a low budget one. Yeah, it has been a really inspiring story. I'm completely loving this interview. The whole story. For people who are listening to this, I think it's really inspiring to encourage all the persons that are feeling that something is holding them back to do it. Just do it. I mean, I think the message of today's interview is just do it. Go for it. Do it. There is nothing to be afraid of.
Well, thank you so much for taking part, Fatima, and keep us informed of all your projects, because we'd love to hear, and I'm sure our listeners would love to hear and come support and see things. So let us know, and I'm sure we'll have you on again on another podcast in the future. And keep us updated about your projects. Sure.
Definitely.
Okay, thank you very much for this opportunity, and about let me speak about art, which I love.
And if you come back to Europe, we would love to. I mean, we are going to know, and we would love to do something together, or just to spend some time. Yes.
It's been really, really inspiring listening to you, Fatima. So thank you very much for taking the time as well to speak with us.
Thank you.
Indeed.